Welcome back to the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship. This is Lone Star Rally Canterbury, supported by Joe's Garage, powering the NZRC team.
Like a multi-grain on the other side.
Oh. Back at the International Antarctic Centre, the guys have left the driving behind and moved inside for a chilly challenge. Viewer discretion is advised here.
All right, inside there right now, it is -8 Celsius. This is a summer day for New Zealand's base in Antarctica. So, what happens is we make it dark and we make it windy. -8 will become -18 at the coldest. Now, this whole experience is only 5 minutes, and you can leave whenever you want. But if you leave early, I will laugh at you. So that is your challenge.
All right, so Subregs 1 tell us that every 15 seconds we've got to remove a layer of clothing. I clearly haven't read the regs. Tony, as a co-driver, you've read the regs. Not so sure about your drivers, though.
No, exactly. Good old Sparko gear, multiple layers. I think I'm in for a win.
This could get interesting.
It's not even cold yet, Henry. It's nothing more than just a bottle store at the moment. Have they turned it off? I'm not taking my jersey off. Nah. Good. That was close. Many, many layers of tops.
The rally because he's sick.
Yeah, it's going to get him.
Well, Ben Hunt, I've done a lot of interviews with you over the years, but this is quite something, isn't it?
It'd definitely be the windiest and coldest. I think I'm a little bit underprepared here.
I read the regs, I've still got layers to wear.
Well, Louis, Robbie Stokes told us that was quite cold. I'm not quite sure, but, you know, how does that really compare?
Honestly, that is not that cold. So if we go to the South Pole Station this morning, it was -45 Celsius. But it wasn't really, because inside there was -18 with the wind. At the South Pole this morning, with the wind, -65. Inside that room, that is nothing. That is summer.
Told you, Robbie.
Thankfully, the Canterbury weather was a lot warmer, so it's time to check out the battle for NZRC two-wheel drive and the open class. Bryn Jones and Tim Mackesy will once again lead the NZRC two-wheel drive cars, both looking forward to the first forest stage.
It's down to the conditions of the roads, you know, when we've done stages like Kākahu at the last event, you know, obviously it was a bit slippery and a bit tight and technical, and there's obviously a lot of areas I need to work on to perfect that. But obviously, you know, this weekend we've got a little bit faster and a little bit more wide open stuff, and it looks to be a little bit more consistent as well. So that's where we tend to shine a little bit more, and yeah, it's about giving the momentum up to these cars, and that's what I plan on doing.
We're close, but we're just always sort of on the wrong side. And looking back, like we've had quite a few stage wins, and then Bryn seems to pull out a couple of real good ones, and that makes the difference. Yeah, we'll just keep trying and keep hoping for a win, I think.
Another Fiesta in the rally, but Dylan Thompson's car has a 2.3 litre engine, so he'll compete in open two-wheel drive.
With Baden's commitments to Japan and everything, his schedule's real busy and he just couldn't get this weekend off. So yeah, we use it. Richard, the car owner's jumping in the car, and yeah, we just thought this was the best one. He's been in this car a few times, and yeah, as he's progressing with his note reading, this is the perfect sort of car to do it.
There'd been a good-hearted rivalry at South Canterbury between Jones and Mackesy about their pace in the forest. Jones took out the honours here.
I absolutely love this road. It's a bit like Rally Finland, so you just tip it in and just go for it. So yeah, great start to the day. Everything seems to be all right. So yeah, let's keep Tim behind us.
Mount Grey Road is a main arterial route, so quite different to the South Canterbury forest, but the advantage to Jones was just 4.7 seconds. And there's little separating the two drivers on stage 2 either. Remember, these two cars are identical M Sport Rally 4 Fiestas, same power unit and suspension, so really the small difference is just down to car setup. Tim Mackesy had made changes after round 2, and he found that he was getting much better grip on these stages. Was also welcome back to Japan's Fuyuhiko Takahashi in the third Fiesta Rally 4, and unfortunately he crashed out on stage 3 and was out for the day. On stage 3, Mackesy turned the tables to take the lead, but Jones struck back on stage 4 to hold a small 2.3 second advantage as they headed to the service at Cheviot.
Keeping it. Yeah, 100 at Sheds, flat 7 left now. Yeah. 400 after.
It's been an incredibly good start to the day. You know, we've been battling quite a bit with Tim and that, but unfortunately there's a little bit of dust and that's sort of affecting us a little bit. I think all the other competitors are the same, but it's just, yeah, these long, fast stages and that with the dust where you can't really see it makes it really tricky.
Yeah, those changes we sort of made are helping again, and the last few stages were really good. The 30k one, yeah, we took a bit of time out of him on that, so that was really good.
In the open two-wheel drive class, Dylan Thompson cleared out to the lead from stage 1. This car is very quick, and with Thompson's undoubted ability, it was nipping at the heels of the four-wheel drive cars. 200. It's a credit to Thompson that he is equally fast in a two-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive, and with the extra power and torque this car has, the results are impressive. But Dave Strong's challenge was finished in stage 1 when his crankshaft broke and he was out. Paul Cross in the little Corolla was no competition to the Fiesta, but as Thompson is new to this class, Cross would realise that with Strong out, he was going to score good points. But Thompson made a very rare mistake and rolled the car out of the rally on stage 3.
Are we okay? Yeah, we're okay.
So Cross could cruise home to a class victory, but he remained competitive throughout the day, with times on stage 7 and 8 less than a second slower than Stephen Gill in the Escort. It wasn't without drama, breaking an axle at Ruapuna and only just limping the car home to finish and take the win.
30.
Bryn Jones knows that to win the NZRC two-wheel drive title, he's going to need every point on offer. So fastest in the class here on the power stage means another 5 points to his tally.
Going left. 450.
This was one of the closest battles in the event. Mackesy picks up 4 points in just 4.2 seconds separating the two drivers after 5 stages and 84 kilometres of rallying. Here on stage 7, it's great to see how the organisers have clearly marked hazards, a stream or a pond. The message is clear that they want as many cars to finish undamaged as possible.
35 left minus.
But stage 8 saw a big drama for Tim Mackesy. The car snapped a turbo shaft and he was left to crawl through the stage, hoping to get to Ruapuna in stage 9 and then onto the finish at Lone Star Christchurch. Of course, Bryn Jones, unaware of the drama happening behind him, he pushed as hard as ever to get to the end and beat the two-wheel drive stage record.
Small crest 200.
So Bryn Jones takes another win in NZRC two-wheel drive. It was a crawl to the end for Tim Mackesy, but he made it to take second. Paul Cross, the only finisher in open two-wheel drive, he too limping home with a broken axle and lucky to make the finish. We'll take a break before heading north to our next round at Coromandel, which will see the return of another Skoda in the hands of Kingsley Jones.
The car's obviously got a lot of potential, and I'm probably not the driver to give it all of that. It was really good to see Zeal's growth from the first round through to the last and see where he came, and obviously had some good standout results. I always knew the car had the potential to do those results. A real pleasure to watch him grow and develop and someone to push it along. It's a 2016, so yeah, I got it in 2018. And so realistically, barring COVID, we've had it for 6-7 years now. So my motivation really was to have a cool car. Ultimately, that's what it was. So I'd been looking at WRC cars, primarily an ex-Ford Focus or something similar. Ultimately, getting parts for them was very, very hard. It was just a bit of a standout conversation I had with Lane from Race Talk in Australia. And Rana Horan had bought a car less than 2 minutes before I approached him, and then I was there. I said, have you got a Skoda for sale? He said, yep. And so then it was just a matter of finding the funding and making it work. Oh, don't get me wrong. I mean, I went out and watched the first test of Hayden in an AP4 car way back in the day when they were first built. We were excited. The genuine AP4s were an exciting thing. No one ever really factored into the fact that you could buy an R5 car comparatively easy. And the only thing that really went wrong with AP4 is there was no form of cost cap, and so ultimately the AP4 cars were expensive to build, although you paid for them in small increments, whereas the R5 car you paid for in one large sum. I think there's a few people out there that regret not buying an R5 when I did. So I'm really looking forward to the second half of the season for sure. Coromandel's amazing roads. Hopefully the roads are in mint condition. Bay of Plenty is awesome, and then Whangarei is going to go into some different roads, so that should be really good as well.
Next up, it's the battle for the top class in the championship as the Stokes brothers go for glory on their home turf.